Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back. My name is Natalie. If this is the first time that you're watching my videos, I hope that if you enjoy what I do and share here on this channel, you can subscribe and share it with your friends and family. So in this video, we are going to talk about the upcoming week astrology, and we'll be talking about July 10 to 16, 2023. So we're heading towards the mid of July, and as we head towards the end of Cancer season, next week especially, the astrology is going to build up and get real crunchy and a little tense, okay? But I'm not saying this to create fear, just want us to be mindful of the energy so that maybe we space out, we take this week to really rest, slow down, and leave some space in between our schedule if it's possible to allow us to face what is coming up in front of us. So let's come back to this week. This week, Mercury in Cancer is really busy. It's going ping, 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 all direction, creating different aspects. So let's talk about it. On Monday, the 10th, Mercury in Cancer is going to trine Neptune that is retrograding right now in Pisces. Well, this is a very, very creative and imaginative aspect, energy, and day. So maybe perhaps you're feeling it already. I'm recording this on Sunday, so perhaps this weekend can be a little bit like that for you already. So Mercury is where we have our thoughts, where we process our thoughts, our ideas, we communicate, and Neptune is talks about dreams, subconscious mind, fantasy. When the two of them create a harmonious, lovely aspect together like this is when you are just imagining the impossibles. You are super creative, your mind is going everywhere maybe, but in a fantasy way. So perhaps if you work in the creative industry, you might be super creative. You might start off the week with lots of downloads, inspiration, ideas. Everything you see suddenly become an inspiration for you. You might just come up with lots of creative idea. You might come up with inspiration, ideas for song, movie, art, poems, book. If you're doing all this stuff, or you might be inspired to create some of this, right? You might come up with a creative business proposal idea, creative project idea. You might find inspiration through them, through all those like art, music, movies that you saw. So simply a day, maybe you might just immerse yourself in museums, in art, in music, in movies or whatnot, and get really inspired as well. Or maybe you're just enjoying them and soaking up as well. And of course, it's just not limited to just the people that are in the creative industry or whatnot. This can also be like you finding yourself able to think outside the box, able to maybe look at the same thing with a fresh pair of eyes, fresh energy, new perspective, a different perspective. Maybe you're walking into the same room every day, and this week you're just walking in, you're like, you know what, I can change up the wall color. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna flip this around and turn this into a different thing, right? This might be a day like that for you as well. So see what comes up for you. This is also a beautiful day to have some heart-to-heart conversation, because we're talking about Mercury, communication, and we're talking about two water signs, Cancer and Pisces. Pisces is very compassionate, it's very compassionate, yes, and Cancer is that mama bear energy, wanting to be a good listener, because Mercury in Cancer is actually a very good listener. So today perhaps you might be the one who's going to be the listener, and someone is going to put down the crabby walls and be vulnerable and open up to you. Or maybe you're doing that, you're opening up yourself to another person as well and having a heartful, soulful, heart-to-heart conversation. On the same day, Mars is going to leave Leo and enters Virgo at Hong Kong time on the 10th, 7:40 p.m. In Eastern time, it will be in the morning, 7:40 a.m. So adjust the time according to where you are in the world. If you remember, we have a Mars in Gemini transit. Gemini is another sign that is ruled by Mercury. Virgo is also ruled by Mercury. And initially, I think when some of us think of it, oh, Mars entering Virgo, another Mercury rule sign, I don't know if I like it. Because when Mars was in Gemini, it was a long 8 months transit because Mars was also retrograde there. So of course, many of us might remember it was from last August until March this year. It was a long transit. There was also a lot of hard aspect happening. So it wasn't a really easy, pleasant transit for many of us. I heard back from clients and so on and so forth. And this time, Mars is entering Virgo, another Mercury ruled sign. But don't worry, we're not gonna have this long transit of Mars. It's not retrograding. It's just here for the typical almost 2 months period of time. And also, it's a very different energy. Mars in Gemini, Gemini was, even though a Mercury rule sign, is an air sign, so the energy tend to be scattered, right? It diverse and disperse, and this can be an energy that is not easy to work with. And there was a lot of push and pull hard aspect happening during that transit. But Mars in Virgo is a very different energy, and personally, just my own opinion, I do enjoy Mars being in Virgo more personally. And this is because Virgo is a grounding earth sign. So Mars has a very different energy. Mars in Virgo has an agenda, has a plan, has a to-do list. It knows where it's going, it's checking things off the list, it's very productive, it's very organized, analytical. So it's a very different energy. And Mars in Virgo want to focus on little things, right? Maybe it's a transit that you might find yourself being able to be more focused on the little things that is in life, right? Because Mars in Virgo can help you really to check those things off your checklist, to-do list, one by one, and is a great transit to help you to do that if you have a lot of little things going on and you just want to tie up all the loose ends, or you have projects going on, you have work going on, and you just want to tie up the loose ends so you can move on to the next task, next project, and so on and so forth. This is a great transit to do so. And it's a great time to also check off little things that you need to attend to on your daily life. It's a time to get organized. It's that Virgo energy and declutter, because Virgo has that focus energy to able to help you to get organized, to declutter, to really look at all these things. Do I really need them? Do I want them? So this is a very good transit if you want to clean out your closet, declutter your house, maybe reorganize your kitchen, maybe you want to clear out your garage, or so on and so forth. It's a great time to do so. And not just physical space, it can be your mental space. Maybe this is a great time for you to declutter your mind, right? What no longer serves you, or your digital space. Maybe you're going through your social media, unfollowing accounts that no longer resonates with you anymore, and it's just like too much emails going on. It's time to really clean out my email account. This is a great transit to do so as well. When we are talking about Mars in Virgo, we're also talking about improving things, elevating things, right? So this can be, yes, all those stuff I've just mentioned about. This can also be maybe you wanting to want to improve some of your skill sets, right? Maybe this is you wanting to learn something at a deeper level, take your level 2 course of whatever it is that you're taking. Maybe you want to improve the existing skills. Maybe you have your own business and you want to improve the app, the website, reorganize maybe the wording, the pictures, the colors, or so on and so forth, or you want to revamp. It's a great time if you want to revamp your business, your website, your whatever it is that you want to. So it's a great transit to do that as well. And Mars entering Virgo also officially means that Mars is no longer in the same sign as Venus. Venus is still in Leo, and Mars is like, hey Venus, I'm moving on, I'm heading into Virgo, do you want to join me? And Venus is like, at this point Venus is slowing down, it's really slow, it's getting ready to retrograde in the sign of Leo. So Venus is like, I don't think I'm gonna go to Virgo with you, I'm gonna stay here in Leo. So this energy can also mean like if there is something that you have been wanting, chasing after, pushing forward, wanting to go after, and something that you have been pursuing and just really wanted. Maybe perhaps this week the energy change. Maybe you have a change of heart, change of mind. You might want to rethink it. I feel different. This week I feel like I have a moment and I want to rethink the process. Do I really still want it? I want to think and pause, right? This energy can be like that as well. And you can take a look and see which house is ruled by Leo. Perhaps things about that house is going to change up a little bit. Maybe you have been like really going after it, energizing it, but this week you feel a slowdown. Maybe there's something you need to go back to and to revisit perhaps. So this might also be your upcoming Venus retrograde story as well. Another thing I want to quickly mention is also, now that Mars officially entered Virgo, it is getting closer and closer to that exact opposition with Saturn that is retrograding in Pisces right now. The aspect will not be exact until 10 days later on the 20th. And those few days are pretty rough with the astrology. But anyway, let's focus on the 10th. But also means that you might start to feel this energy, because remember, I always say that I'm giving you the time, I'm giving you the date of all these aspect transit, but it doesn't mean you only feel them on that time. You can feel those energy moving around, because energy is fluid, it's everywhere. You can feel a little bit before, you can start feeling it already. So this opposition between Mars and Saturn, both malefic planets, it's not the easiest energy to work with. It can be quite tough and even intense for some of us, especially if it's impacting your natal chart. If you have any points or angles, planets around those degrees or in those signs, you're going to feel it stronger. So what does this energy mean? Well, the energy is going to build up. So from now until 20th, you might feel this energy. This feeling is like a push and pull. Imagine you're pressing on gas and brake at the same time, right? That kind of energy. So maybe perhaps you feel like there's something you really want to do, really want to attend to, but you're feeling pushback at the same time, being held back. Something is like not allowing you to move forward. So there's this push and pull. There's also a sense of feeling that you really want to just like do everything. You want to go at it. And this can be an aspect that you can easily hurt yourself. So really watch out. Don't overdo. Don't overspread yourself too thin. Don't go overboard. So I would say the best word of advice from now until the 20th is, if you can, if it's possible, slow down, okay? Don't allow yourself to overwork until you're reaching that breaking point when it's too late, that you're going to just hit that wall and just collapse, right? So don't overdo, don't push yourself, slow down if you have to, and break things down into smaller pieces to work with, or allow yourself to have breaks in between. So this is that kind of energy. So 10th, Monday, we're kicking it off quick, big way already. And on this 11th, Mercury continue to be a busy bee. Today is a big day for Mercury. So right after midnight on the 11th, or maybe on the 10th for later time zone, Mercury in Cancer is going to oppose Pluto that is retrograding in Capricorn. Now, this is another rather tough aspect, because they are also at the 29 degree, the energetic degree, where there is this sense of urgency. There's this like, oh, I have to do it kind of energy. You need to act. You feel like you have to act right now, that kind of energy. And Pluto talks about, excavating, digging down deep, and transformation, obsession, power dynamics. Combining with Mercury, this can be a obsessive energy. This can be you tunnel vision, and you're just like, oh my god, I need to know now, I need to know right now, and you're just like going down in a rabbit hole, and you just want to find out about something. Maybe you keep asking, keep researching, and keep digging, and is a pretty hard energy to work with, but also you can turn it into a good energy. If you're doing any kind of researching work, this might be the day that you're just getting a lot of things done, where you're just diving deep down into that rabbit hole in your research and dig out a lot of information. You might find out some truth as well, who knows, right? And I mean, opposing Mercury in Cancer, this can be something about your family, this can be about your bloodline, ancestors, this can be about your past too, because Cancer associate with nostalgic, right? So this can be that energy. This can also be a day where the floodgates of emotion open, because we're talking about Mercury in Cancer. You can feel overwhelmed by your emotions. You can just feel like there's a sense of like, ooh, rushing out. You might even experience a overwhelming of emotion that leads to a breakdown or a meltdown. Or you can see that happening around with people around you. Maybe you're someone around you is like having like an emotional breakdown. This might be that day. And Cancer talks about, like I said, the past being nostalgic. Maybe the past might come back up today and haunt you a little bit. So who knows, right? So that might be that energy. Yes, this can be a very emotional aspect and energy, and all energy can last, not just that moment. Like I just said, you can feel this the whole day, a little bit before and after, but Mercury is moving on. Mercury is going to enter a new sign on the same day, on the 12:11 p.m. Hong Kong time, or at 12:11 a.m. Eastern time. Mercury is going to enter Leo. The energy is going to shift dramatically, because Mercury in Leo is a total 180 compared to Cancer, because Mercury is in a watery mute sign, Cancer, but now Mercury is entering a new sign, Leo, that loud, listen to me, passionate, expressive, and dynamic Leo. So the energy is gonna actually lighten up, pick up. You might find people are more lighthearted, more eager to share and talk and communicate and express themselves. During Mercury in Leo, you might learn something new about people around you. Because of this Mercury in Leo energy, people tend to feel easier to open up, to express themselves, to talk about different things. Even the quiet people might just open up and tell you more about themselves as well. So yes, Leo is loud, dynamic, animated, expressive, passionate, maybe a bit dramatic. So Leo is not afraid to share what they have in their mind, in their heart, maybe overshare even. So this is the energy that we're working with during this transit. Everyone might feel this energy. You might feel braver and more courageous to reveal your heart, to express yourself, to communicate, and use this energy to let your voice be heard. If you are a shy, quiet person, and there's really things you really want to just open up and express, use this transit. It's perfect. And of course, there's always light and dark attribute. The shadow side of Mercury in Leo is you might be a bit too loud. You might just talk a little bit too much or share a little bit too much, and maybe that might come off as a oversharing energy. Maybe you're just holding on to the mic and not letting go. So be mindful, let others speak as well. And this can also come out as a self-centered, superficial, or even fake energy. But just be mindful with this energy and work it to express yourself, but also remember to allow others to do so as well. And Mercury will stay in Leo until the 28th. Very busy beginning of the week, and we have a couple more aspects to talk about. So the next day on the 12th, we have Sun in Cancer square Chiron in Aries. Okay, so this might be a more soft, tender, ouchy even kind of day, okay? Because this is talking about the Sun in Cancer. We're talking about coming back to how ourself, our home, regarding to our wounds, our healing journey, our self-discovering journey. Because Chiron in Aries is all about you, the wounds, the past experience, the trauma you have experienced. Maybe you're embarking on a healing journey, self-discovery journey, self-rediscovery journey. And if so, today might hit your spot just a little bit more, and maybe you might feel triggered today. Something might come up. You might feel like you hit a wall because it's a square energy. So you might need to face some emotion. You might need to process something, right? The trigger or that emotion or that feeling comes up to punch you a little bit. It is because it wants you to heal another layer deeper. It wants to help you ultimately. But sometimes it can come with like a little bit of tough love situation. It's okay, it's all right. Just know that and allow yourself to see what comes up, to feel them so that you can work through them. Because later on the 15th, we have a very helpful, supportive energy coming in to help you, because the Sun in Cancer is going to have a sextile with Uranus in Taurus. So some grounding Taurus energy might come in. Today, Uranus might bring in an inspiration for you, a revelation, aha moment, right? Maybe that square on the 12th allow you to realize something, to look at something, to face something, but at the same time also allow you to have a breakthrough, allow you to finally maybe open up that floodgate of emotion and let it all out, right? So that you can heal, you can let it go. Or maybe you have that little iffy day, but then it allows you to see something at a deeper level. It allows you to have a revelation as to your healing journey or self-discovery journey. So all in all, not bad at all. I love it when we have something tough, but then we also have the remedy coming in to help you to work through it. So now let's take a look at this week's universe message for us. So from the tarot card we have, wow, okay, 5 of Cups and 5 of Swords, 2 5s. In the middle we have Wheel of Fortune, very significant message here. So this week might be a week of change for some of us, right? 5 signifies change in numerology. So perhaps this might, and we do also have a lot going on this week. As I said, the astrology is building up, is going to be more tense to work with. So some of us definitely feeling that energy, the pressure is coming in. Okay, so it's okay. Now that we know what's to come, we can adjust ourselves, prepare ourselves to work with it. So for some of us, this might be quite an emotional week. Like I said, we did have those aspects come up. So this might be a week where you are going to learn some hard truth, see some reality, and it's not easy, right? Sometimes it's just really upsetting and it's angry and you might be really sad, but this is what you're feeling right now. But ultimately this is because something better is coming in. It's helping you to move through something to the next level, right? Sometimes something has to go in order to welcome something better to come in. It might be a tough conversation. It might even trigger your ego a little bit as well, right? Maybe you really feel attacked, or you might feel like you're being wounded by people's words or emotion or what they have to say, right? But it's okay. It's ultimately here to help you to bring in a new cycle, and this energy can continue to build up. So right now you can only see the unhappiness, the frustration, the negative, right? You can only see the 2 cups that's being pushed away, pushed down, but 3 cups, but behind the 3 of Cups there's 2 of Cups that is still filled. If you turn around, you will realize something better is to come. But sometimes it's hard, and it's okay. Allow yourself to feel whatever comes up so that you can work through them and let them flow through you, right? And some of you, this might be a week where it's a lot of stress. There's a lot of mercurial energy moving around, right? You might need to rework something. Something might not work out. You need to slow it down, rework, restructure. But it's okay, because they are all happening for a reason. Is to bring in something better, is to bring in something new, right? And I love that we have this Wheel of Fortune came out this way, right in the middle of this 2 5 cards. And then from the Moonology, wow, okay, we have New Moon in Gemini. Communication is key. While we do have a lot of Mercury energy, so I'm not surprised that this card came up, and nothing will come of this situation. Void of course Moon. Okay, so well, like I said, when Mars enters Virgo, this is approaching to that starting to build up and getting closer to that opposition with Saturn. This is about slowing down. In astrology, during the voice of course Moon is a time where you don't want to do big changes. You don't want to do anything dramatic. You want to just do the minimal and just let this moment, let this phase pass. This is exactly that energy. A lot is happening. If you can allow some flexibility to come in, allow some space to come in between everything happening in life. And remember, maybe there will be mixed signal. There might be things that are being said or not being said. So remember, communication is the key. So remember, communicate clearly. And lastly, from our spirit animal card, we have card 23, again breaks down to a 5. So a week of changes for some of us, definitely. We have ego, spirit. Spirit has your back. Okay, wow. So this is really coming up to remind all of us that in the midst of all this energy that is like intertwining each other, and oh my god, I like lost my word, and like just so many different energies happening, aspect happening, and some of us are really going through some big moments, life changes, or different changes in your life. Remember, in the midst of all this, at the back, the universe is always supporting you. Spirit is always working with you, even though it might not feel like it this moment. So just trust everything that is happening is for you, not to you. So I know it's easier said than done though, but I like to give out all the good, the bad, the shadow, the light, and everything, because I just want to lay it out there. But there's a part of me that just also want to be super optimistic, because that's just my nature, that's my chart, right? I lay it all out here. I let you know the good, the bad, the ugly, the truth, but I want to back you up with optimistic energy. So just take care of yourself, be gentle with each other, and I'm wishing you all a great week ahead. Feel free to drop me a comment below, connect with me, and if you want to work with me, I have many different offerings and readings that I do, and energy healing sessions. So just check out in the description box below. You can email me, follow me on IG, and connect with me there as well. So I am sending you lots of love. See you next week. Bye.